Thank you, Alex. I'm Darrin McBreen for InfoWars Nightly News. The First Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled that it is not illegal for citizens to videotape police officers when they are on public duty. After all, they are public servants, and we are all protected by the First Amendment. But the ruling hasn't stopped police from arresting people anyway, even though they know full well that the charges won't hold up in court. All right, well, we're talking about the fact that the police are starting to arrest people, put them in jail for videotaping them with their cell phones and video cameras. And do you think it's fair that the police are doing this, even though they're allowed to videotape you with their dash cams and other recording devices, yet they expect us not to be allowed to videotape them? What do you think about that?
I don't think it's fair at all. First of all, I believe it's contrary to the First Amendment.
If they're able to record us, then we should be able to record them. It's only fair.
There needs to be checks and balances. I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
It's always us getting in trouble because they have the cameras on us. But when the camera's on them, it's a threat to them because then they know that they could get caught very easily doing something they're not supposed to.
It's very selfish of them. And as a member of society, I feel threatened by that.
When we did the research for this report, we discovered that there are literally hundreds of court cases, federal and state, where the cops are arresting people for recording them with their video cameras and cell phones. In the case of 41-year-old auto mechanic Michael Allison, the Illinois Attorney General's office is determined to make an example out of him to intimidate the public against filming the actions of police. Alison faces a life sentence on 5 separate counts of eavesdropping charges, and that adds up to 75 years behind bars.
75 years behind bars. A prison sentence that long is rarely handed down, and it's usually just for murderers or rapists. But a local man faces 75 years in prison for a nonviolent crime. What he's accused of doing is something many people have done, but most don't realize it's actually illegal.
Now, what kind of person do you think would justify putting an innocent man behind bars for 75 years for videotaping police officer on public duty?
Obviously, some person doesn't treat everyone fair. I don't think that's reasonable just for recording them.
Putting someone behind for 75 years is ridiculous. It makes no sense.
So don't you think it's time for police and prosecutors to start getting indicted for this kind of behavior?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like they should be equal. Just because they got a badge doesn't make them any different from us.
Yeah, if anything, they should be the ones targeted with illegal conduct.
Yeah, exactly.
What I want to know is, where's the Constitution in all this? Where's the First Amendment in all this?
When you see a police car in your rearview mirror, do you feel safe or do you feel threatened?
I feel threatened automatically.
When I see a cop in the rear view, it used to be where I felt safe and I felt protected. And now that's not the case no more. Now I feel targeted. Now I feel harassed. I don't feel safe at all.
The charges against Illinois auto mechanic Michael Allison and other cases like his clearly demonstrate just how far the authorities are willing to go in their efforts to eliminate the rights of citizens and to prevent them from documenting the abuses of police and other government officials. The good news is that these types of cases are being thrown out of court all across the country. However, the bad news is that the police are continuing to arrest people as a form of intimidation. I'm Darrin McBreen for InfoWars Nightly News. Back to you, Alex.